Hey guys, welcome back. I thought today I could share with you my first bullet journal. It's definitely not perfect. It's definitely a little rough. Obviously, this is the first time I've done it, so I'm just learning, and some of the stuff at the beginning I'm maybe not super proud of, but I'm excited about it because what I did in this journal has helped me to be way more mindful and a better creator for what I'm putting into this journal that I'm sharing with you guys. But I just wanted you guys to see a completed bullet journal, what it can look like, and especially if it's your first, don't even worry if it doesn't look that great because I didn't know what I was doing and I thought it ended up pretty cool, so I'm excited to share it with you guys.
This first page, as you can see, I never actually filled out, so I just took a second to fill that out for you. And I created a really cute index page that ended up being fun and colorful, but it required me to number all the pages and I didn't want to do that, so I ended up not using it as much and not putting it in my new bullet journal. Here is my goals page, and I put a little spot to reflect. I made a 5-year, 10-year plan, some categories that I wanted to look over. This was my 2020 at a glance page, and as you can see, I didn't leave room to write anything, which I hated, so I ended up not even really using this page, which is why I left space in my new bullet journal to write things. I also, if you notice, skipped 2 months and accidentally wrote September and October for them, so random. Here is my books page, which as you know I loved giving reviews on books, and I ended up making sure that I finished a book so that all of these would be done by the time I recorded this. It definitely motivated me to read more this year, and apparently I didn't really care about podcasts this year. Sometimes you use the pages you make, sometimes you don't. Here's a places Spencer and I have traveled page, and unfortunately we didn't get to travel to a few of the states we wanted to this year, but I still think it's a pretty cute spread. So here I started getting into a monthly setup and having monthly themes. This was my first habit tracker, which I actually think is super cute. I had to circle when I did something, which I didn't love. I like coloring something in more, but I still really liked how that page turned out. Next page is my period tracker, and I love this page. I would have transferred it to my other bullet journal, but I figured I could just keep filling it out in this one, so no need to transfer it into my other bullet journal. Here's where I started weekly planning. As you can see, it's a little crazy. I put a spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can really do so many things with weekly plans. And then I went ahead and had a brain dump page and things that I want and need for both myself and Spencer. Love pages where I can just write things down that I'm thinking about. This next page is my first attempt at a budget tracker, as well as I wanted to write some stuff down for a trip to Paris we were planning, and I actually love that bottom right corner where I go over some of the shows we were watching. We were into some really fun shows at that point. I definitely like that idea. I could definitely make the concept or the page itself a little cuter. So here's my first weekly spread. Pretty cute. I had some trackers for water, vegetable, fruit. I put a little movie ticket we went to, which I think is the last movie we went to before things got shut down. Oh gosh, let's skip this page. It's so rough, guys. So rough. Alright, this weekly spread is cute. I made a little Dutch door, which is actually the only one I do in this journal, but if you're someone who likes to write a lot of things down for each day, that's a really easy setup for lots of space for each day. Maybe I should do some of those in this bullet journal I'm making. And I'm pretty sure this is my last weekly spread in January. Pretty cute, pretty simple. I think I was getting the hang of this. Alright, February started off cute. I had really good intentions for February, but things sort of got crazy because Spencer had his surgery. So here's a planning party for all our trips we ended up not going on, some things I was grateful for Spencer for. This spread is fun because, yep, I was tracking all the pills I was giving him. I had a scale where he could rate his pain, some notes the doctor had given me. As you can see, this weekly spread is rough. I kind of just threw something together, and that's okay. That's a pretty easy setup you can do. This next spread is kind of something I start using a lot. I had some daily trackers that I didn't use, but you'll see me kind of use the same format throughout February where I line up the days vertically. I have a spot for lots of notes that I use. This week we went to a men's volleyball game. Super fun. I love putting little tickets and things in there. So February's done. Now we're on to March. I sort of had a theme going. We were watching Lord of the Rings at the time. I had a Tolkien quote there. I also took this time to make a spread for Paris that I ended up not going on that trip, but it was still a cute page regardless. And as you can see, I keep repeating that vertical layout spread that I like, and I made a cute one for Spencer's birthday. Ooh, this page is fun. So I started making a calendar for my school, which I was super stoked about, but guess what? That next week COVID happened, so I didn't even get to use any of that spread because it all went to craziness. So yeah, quarantine happened and I was a little nervous, so I thought a good little quote page would be good. Perfect love cast without fear. It was kind of a scary time when grocery stores were getting scavenged. We were all at home for a while, so I also made a little page for things we could do at home. And then you start seeing me make weekly spreads because I was working from home. I had a lot of things to be writing down. Now we're on April, a little April theme for you, kind of Eastery theme because it's the month of Easter. Again with the vertical columns for my weekly spread. And a nice spot for a brain dump. Ooh, I love this spread. Most of my brain dump spreads sometimes are about bullet journal things. But yeah, I love that spread. And then for church, we had general conference and I was able to take some notes for that across both of these spreads. And I'm pretty sure this is the month where I started kind of moving away from stencils and trusting sort of my own instinct. Here is my Marie Kondo tidying up page, and as well as a quote about being mothers. I was really into Animal Crossing during quarantine. It kind of saved my life because we had a lot of time to kill. Me and my husband played it a lot together. Oh, I love this quarantine routine. This could be a really good spread for daily routine, weekly routine. I actually love this weekly spread right here. I think it looks really nice and I like a spot for events as well as things that I want to do. So this is definitely a spread I use a lot. And on to May, where we started the Marvel, which is also what I started my Instagram, so you might have seen some of these pages on my Instagram. So Marvel was super fun. I'm actually kind of a big Marvel nerd now, but I made a sleep and a mood tracker, which I didn't really clearly do very well, and the same with the habit tracker. I was pretty good at it first, and then I just sort of lost it, which is fine. You don't have to, if the bullet journal isn't something you end up using, that's fine. If it started out motivating you, which it did for me, great. If not, it's fine. I love looking back at those highlights a day. I should do it every month, but sometimes I'm just lazy. And then, yeah, more weekly spreads because I was working from home. I had a lot to do. This weekly spread shows my schedule from 7 to midnight, so I can do these. I liked in that top corner my ideal daily schedule, things I like to include. Oh yeah, I love this page. Literally, so many thoughts just thrown on a page super fast. Brain dumps are my jam now. Love making lists, as you can see. This page I love. I like on the right hand side, if you see when I track it, I just colored whether my meal was a green meal, a yellow meal, or red, and I was able to track water. That honestly like jump started me into a pretty healthy habits that I feel like I've kept up with since June. So if you want to track your food, that's a really good spread for tracking yourself and getting yourself on a diet. All right, and the June theme, blue skies, kind of my bright favorite colors. We did finish all the Star Wars. I forgot to mark that off. That was super fun. Oh, Star Wars is so good. More clouds. I was really into Animal Crossing. I had an Animal Crossing list. Oh yeah, this was my budget spread. I'm working on tweaking this. If I find something that I really like that works, I'll for sure share it with you. But so far, I can't get it under control of my budget. Oh yeah, and I had some hours for work. That was some work hours that I put in, just planning out my schedule. My birthday week, last week of June. I write too many things down, guys. And our last month in this journal is July, Avatar themed. I brought back the highlights a day for this one. I also used my Cricut to cut out some stuff. Ooh, I love this spread. It's the lotus tile from Avatar, the tea with Uncle Iroh and a quote from him. I loved doing the air, the earth, water, fire, air spreads. I thought these turned out so nice. A budget page. Oh my gosh, bullet journalers. You need to read this book, Atomic Habits. So many thoughts. I don't feel like I really adequately put my thoughts out there, but so many things I think of on a daily basis about habits. And my last spread in the journal. The last few pages I actually sketched out some spreads for somebody who wanted to start a bullet journal, and I wanted to transfer to my new one, so I decided to be done after July.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully there were some spreads in here that you liked or could use. Maybe you can just see that a beginner bullet journal does not have to be perfect. It can be whatever you want it to be, and hopefully it'll help you just make something even better in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.